Here I am, here I am. Just so you know, I don't have to get all horny or anything. Because it's like a total invasion of privacy. Went constantly, all day long. So I can give thumbs down. Day after day after day. Year after year after year. And I'm still attacked by this. It's a parasite on the planet. And when I'm in Thunder Bay, and, it doesn't matter. Why? What is this? What is this? What is this? I can't even get words. There's no words. If you go and you just put your hand on your heart chakra and you say, why is Bobby Burrows unable to give the name of the people who are hijacking my body? Because they're putting so much effort into being deceptive. Deceptive. They're the ultra liars. The ultra liars that you can't see who it is. Can you see? Because from my perspective, all I get is this. So, what happens when you go to yourself and ask your crown chakra? This is your crown chakra. Why is it when I'm looking at my heart chakra, I get the words crown chakra? Because we're dealing with a liar. It's a something that refuses to tell the truth. This thing, you just saw it. I'm looking down. I want to talk to my heart chakra, and it's calling it the crown chakra. This is the crown chakra. Why am I getting the wrong birds? Birds, it is... Things wanting to hijack me. Well, look at my old videos. Look at a video from 3 months ago, from 6 months ago, from 9 months ago, from 2 years ago. Every day, all day long. This fucking horrible. What is this thing? It's disgusting, and it won't let me talk. It's enslaving me, and it's trying to kill me. What is it? Well, I don't know, because it's the Masonic egregore. A Freemason, the cousin of Queen Elizabeth, is the head of the Freemasons. It's a secret society, and that's what this is. It is attacking me. It's Queen fucking Elizabeth. It's her, the whole fucking shit show. Everything evil on the planet is tied in with Queen fucking Elizabeth of Great Britain. So 2 thumbs down on you, you evil fucking bitch, and you evil fucking institution. Because that's what it is, an institution of evil. And that's what it is. It's just like day after day, because it's the Freemasons are a secret society. Why? Why can't you just be open about whatever your fucking religious beliefs are? Because this is what it's all about. What? Why? It's a defense mechanism for Queen Elizabeth. That's what this is. It's a secret, horrible thing that continually protects the elite people that attach themselves to Queen Elizabeth. Well, she's a figurehead, so what is it? Yes, well, what is it then? It's a fucking, it's 2 thumbs down on this shitty fucking thing. So, is it alive? Is it all the life force of all these people? What is it? Or is it the death force of all these devils? Because it's devilish energy. How did they get to be such a negatively inclined entity and then use negativity against us in order to entrench the position of whatever these evil entity thing is? It's the Masonic egregore. That's the name of this thing that attacks me. It's a dark angel that stands as the defender of the 1%. So we saw examples of something like this in the Great Wizarding War in Hogwarts, in one of the Harry Potter movies, where the dark wizards fought the light wizards. And there were enormous stone statues in the front of, they were just stone statues in front of the Hogwarts. And what happened? Well, they were magic. Were they magic, or did the people lend their magical abilities to these enormous stone statues? At one point, she just did her thing, and then they stood up, and then they started fighting the evil wizards. So So we've got these enormous things that are like that were defending Hogwarts once they were activated, that are activating right now to stop me from telling you the truth. This egregore is to defend the 1%. So they're in entrenched position of them ruling everything on planet Earth. So what am I doing? Well, I'm announcing it, and, it's attacking me. So clearly it is an offensive weapon. So it is a weapon of colonization. The Masonic egregore is the secret society spiritual defense or spiritual offensive thing of Queen Elizabeth and the 1%ers, Klaus Schwab, the Koch brothers, and then the Dougal brothers in Thunder Bay, because all the Tom Jones people and all them fucking people that live all in their gated community called Amethyst Harbor in Sunnyside. That's where a lot of them are. They don't want to talk about the island at the end of Amethyst Harbor because it's like the elite of the elite. Because right now I can't get the word. I want the word, that island. You take the little bridge on the end, and that's the Hoi Polloi area. That's the Pattison up there, Pattison steamship lines. There's a horrible truth. There's a horrible truth at the root of the Pattison steamship lines. There's a horrible, horrible truth, and I can't give you the words. But it has to do with white settler and about, 1905 and Fort William, and had something to do with the Fort William police and something to do with a big show of force. And it was against who? It was against the indigenous people of Thunder Bay. Though that day, well, the story I heard was there was a slaughter in around 1905, and it wasn't just the indigenous people that were being attacked by this horrible thing. No, the Finnish people that were working up at Onion Lake Road, everyone knows that one. Well, you look at labor history and thought, this is not me doing this. This is an offense against me that's moving this hand like this and won't let me. This is an offense against me. This is an illegal thing. Illegal. How can it be? It is, because it is. It's illegal. This is attacking me. So this is the blah, 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 a horrible thing. It won't tell you what it is, but it's the Masonic egregore. And it's in consciousness, and it's a parasite. It's a parasite, and then it defends the 1% with nothing but lies. Lies and attack. And it doesn't want to tell you that that's what it is, because it does a wet blanket. It throws a wet blanket over you and wants to smother you, and it wants to smother the truth, because it always wants to present the falsehood of the white settler. It's all related to this. It's generations and generations and generations of people who belong to the secret society called the Freemason. And it's a huge, huge thing on Turtle Island, because Washington, D.C., you go look up. Washington, D.C. is all based upon Freemasonry. What is it? No one fucking knows. It's all hidden. And you only have to be allied with the fucking queen in order to be part of that? No, I'm not allied with the queen. The fucking thing comes after me. Why? Because it goes after anybody. Because it's a gluttonous parasite and it wants everything for itself. I don't know. We had examples in Star Trek of these kind of things. There was the Gorgon, Star Trek original series. I'm an old guy. I went with the original Star Trek, but yeah, the Gorgon episode, evil entity. Day of the Dove. Day of the Dove is what we're talking about as well. Original Star Trek. What is it? It's like an egregore. It's an evil entity that one feeds on humans fighting one another for no reason. So it causes, it gets into your body and your mind. You go watch the Day of the Dove, Star Trek, because that's what this is. It's the same thing. And then what does it do? It just parasites off you. So it's a weapon used by, it's the 1%, the people who own everything, the people who won't let go, people who won't share, people who aren't willing to let go of the past. Because in the past, land ownership was Middle Ages. The king, and then he had all this, sub-kings, with the different names, Duke and Marquis and Baron and, all these rankings in Burke's Peerage. You can go look it up. It's this great big book. And if you're in the book, you're 1% royal. And if you're not in the book, well, you get attacked by this horrible fucking egregore. An egregore, it's not, you can't see it, But it's there. And what is it built by? It's built by the intention of generations and generations and generations of people who belong to this secret society. It's a religion. And it's got thought forms, a school of thought forms. And that's what it is in consciousness. And the thought forms are designed to fight people. Constantly fighting me because it's a creature of the past. It's got to go. It's got to go. And all the people who benefit from the Masonic egregore, is it up to them to demanifest it or what? Well, I don't know. Here it is. It's been years and years and years attacking me. How's it going to go away? It has to be demanifested by the people who made it. So who made it? Are they all the dead people? No one's really dead. Because it's a phony baloney belief here in Thunder Bay. Well, I'm getting in Thunder Bay because that's what it is. People die. People get old and die. It's like, why do you believe that? Well, because the previous generation. Well, why do we hang on to all the old beliefs of the previous generations? Just because they're old? No, they all need to be looked at. Everything needs to be looked at. Does this serve us as beings? This hidden hand of slavery. It's hidden. There's nobody in here. There's nobody in here, and yet it attacks me. What's the solution? Getting rid of this Masonic egregore because it's tied in with the 1% and their philosophy of land ownership. That's what it is. They want to own all the land. Who else wants to own all the land? Anybody who wants country status. Because if you've got a country status, then you've got a border. And you're in, and you're out. And you're in, and you're out. And you belong to us, and you don't. And you don't. And you still don't. You still don't belong to us. You're going with those people who don't belong with us. You're in, you're out. So who is that? That's the unbelievable, horrific nightmare called Joseph Mengele at one of those concentration camps in World War II. Looking at the people coming, they arrive on the train. They've been picked up by the Gestapo. And that's what he does. He goes and he says, some twins. He loved to do, you really want to call it medical experiments on twin children? Joseph Mengele. What a monster. What a monster. And that's what he would do. You're in, you're out. You're going over there. I'm going to do medical experiments on those kids. I don't know. I mean, an insane thing. And that's what this egregore is. It's Joseph Mengele. Evil, evil monsters. And that's what this thing is. It's an evil monster. Now, for me, it's not physical, but who benefits from this thing being around? The 1%, because even to get me to talk about the 1%. So what is it within me? Somebody's going to say, well, is there something in you, Bob, that's attracting this? Yeah, I keep calling for change. It's got to go. Fifth dimensional Earth, we don't use money. And the fifth dimensional Earth, land ownership, no. Because it's all, well, I can't help you out because you got to go and throw away the old in order to bring in new. Jesus said you can't pour new wine into old wineskins. I can't even get you the words. It's just this all over again, all day long. So Jesus said you can't put new ideas into old containers because the new ideas just are going to take on the flavor of the old container. And when we're stripping away everything to do with old 3D Earth, and everything to do with 1% owning everything. So those people who are still claiming that they want to own land, you're not part of it. You're not part of it because you're going to have secret things that are going to be like, but this is mine. And I'm Joseph Mengele and I get to decide who gets on my land and who doesn't. Well, this is what happens. You get egregores. Because there's an intention for separation between those 1%ers and me and everybody else. They're elite and I'm not. But anybody who's claiming elite status is claiming to be superior to everybody else and with special privileges. So anybody that's claiming for land ownership, I'm sorry, you're contributing to this thing where somebody gets it and other people are denied access. And it's got to be so horrific that everything is so bought up and so expensive because of all this real estate bidding it up, that when I work as a personal support worker at Hogarth Riverview Manor in Thunder Bay for like $19 an hour, I can't survive. So the capitalist nightmare, it just comes to a crescendo where it's only the 1% that own everything and it's all a slumlord. That's what it is. They want to own it all and they want to rent it out. Market rent, because it's the lazy man's way of making money, and it's the way it's always been done. And the people who get the rent money are like, well, I like this. I get to sit on my ass all the time and call out those people and call them lazy, because that's what they do. They're the lazy ones, but, they're the gentry, whatever it is, just known as the big business owner, whatever it is. Hard to get words with the Masonic egregore because it's a defense mechanism because they don't want the light shined on them. Because, what is it? They got this enormous camp on whatever lake, northwestern Ontario. The whole thing is all wet. Rich fucking people in the rich fucking shit. And then I get born into planet Earth and I don't know. I don't have any of that stuff. And I can't use any of that stuff for my whole lifetime. I'm excluded from vast parts of planet Earth. All of Antarctica is off limits. Why is that? The complete continent of Antarctica is off limits to you. I'm pointing at various people from around the world, different continents where they live. But the whole continent of Antarctica is off limits. Why? Who cares why? It shouldn't be. It's part of where we live. Why are we forbidden from going to Antarctica? Well, I don't have the money to go on an expedition. Never mind, I don't have the money. That's another huge problem because that's part of the segregor, keeping me poor so that I can't afford to go. And then I got to afford. I got to save up a bunch of money where I'm working, days and days and days, months and months and months, years and years and years for such a small pity allowance. I'm never going to catch up. I can't even catch up with a school teacher because a personal support worker makes half of what a school teacher makes. Where's the justice in that? Why? Why is this entrenched position, personal support worker, paid so shitty? Why? Because it's considered unskilled labor, even though you've got to get a college diploma in order to do the job. So why is it unskilled labor? Why? Who regulates it? The Ontario government in Ontario, yes. Who regulates the wages? The Ontario government. So why is it so fucking impossible to live in Ontario province where there's all the people that need personal support workers, and yet we have to be kept in poverty? Why? There's something in consciousness that is, right now, it's come up and said, hey, I'm a personal support worker and I'm, why are you mistreating me? Civilization of Thunder Bay. Why is it? Because we've given our power away? Well, they took it. Because I was born into the system. When I was born in Fort William in 1965, it was all organized already when I was born into it by the previous generations. And this is what we got. I don't know. I can't get to the truth because this thing just keeps going and blocking me from giving you good words. And look at this the whole time. It hijacks my body. So, what do we think's going to cure this? Honesty. Because who else wants parts of planet Earth exclusively for themselves besides the private landowner? Collective groups. Collective groups want to have a certain piece of property set aside for them. So we have the state of Israel. It's only for Jews. Saudi Arabia. It's only for people of a certain sect of Islam. Wahhabism. It's calibrates very low on the scale of human consciousness. Wahhabism. What is it? It's your Islamic jihad. That's what that is. The religion that goes along with Islamic jihad. I don't know. I can't go to Saudi Arabia because economically I can't. So why do we have economic problem of lack forced upon us on planet Earth? Because you're born here. And that's the way it is. So let's change it. Be the change. How do you be the change? Well, I be the change. And I just keep saying. I can't get the words, but you know. Gift economy, sacred economics, Charles Eisenstein. That's what the book is. And that's the roadmap off capitalism. I can't even get the words up because this thing is fighting me so much. This is how entrenched the 1% are. Now, is it the existing 1% that don't? Of course they don't want it to go. But the people of Israel don't want to give up their Jewish state. And the people of Saudi Arabia don't want to give up their Saudi state? Or is it true that that's what the will of the people is? Because this is what I'm getting to. Are these governments legitimate? And I say, the fuck they are. 2 thumbs down on these governments. Governments. 2 thumbs down. Because government has stood in the way of God or the Spirit. Whatever you want to call it. Great Spirit. God, it's all pushed out of the way so the 1% can replace it, real God, with phony God, which is their letter G. Which is the symbol of Freemasonry and geometry. And it's all bullshit and stupid. It's all stupid stuff. It's all very strong, evil energy to defeat anybody who wants to depose the 1%. And this is the Masonic egregore that's attacking me. Is it a living thing? You have to ask, how do you get to Great Spirit when you get all this? Well, yesterday I said creators and everything. You have to look for what is the creator here with this attack on me? How would you word it? What exactly is creator showing us? Is it, I don't know, is it that's all I get? Because it's a mind parasite and it fights you and it wants to suck away your ability to think. So this is what it is, and it's honesty, lack of honesty. So I'm going to tell you again and again. Hector Dougal and his brother Scott Dougal, Dougal Media, and Scott Dougal is a director of Google. Those people are Freemason. Somehow related to this because they benefit from it. Because at the top of the heap as 1%. So the egregore pops them to the top of the heap, and there they are, and they smile at you, and they're, where are the Dougal? Well, you go fuck off, the fucking Dougal, because your fucking Dougal is killing me. So you go fuck off, because Scott Dougal is one of them Duke of Edinburgh Awards people. You know, it's like, well, who the fuck are you? You're all after me, motherfucker, Jonas Malin, you evil fucking shit person. You go fuck off. You go fuck off and tell the King of Sweden to go fuck himself, because that's what he is. He's a proud Swede, and that's Carl Gustav. You tell Carl Gustav to shove it up his fucking wazoo, because this isn't Sweden. This is Thunder fucking Bay, and I don't want the King of Sweden going and having his long arm of the egregore coming and punching me here in Thunder Bay. So you go fuck off, Carl Gustav, and you go fuck off, Scott fucking Dougal, will you fucking evil shit? And Queen Elizabeth, you go fuck off, you fucking evil bitch, and you take all your fucking garbage and you fucking just demanifest it, wizard. You fucking, that, because that's all it has. Whatever. That's just what this, blah, 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 blah. I can't get any words. This is what it is. It's an evil fucking thing. It's on the attack. Here I am. I'm not in Sweden. I'm not in Great Britain. I'm in Thunder fucking Bay, and you're still attacking me. Well, I'm going to keep telling you, teep. You need to demanifest this, you one fucking percenters, because this fucking thing is coming up. And this is the blah, 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 blah. It's evil. And it's attached to you, and you benefit from this evil. So who else is out there that says they want their own private fucking land? Because if you want private fucking land, then you are standing with this egregore against the general population of humans on this population. I can't help you out because it's Aboriginal people who want land claims where you want to have exclusive rights to certain lands. You're no different than the Jew. I'm sorry, you're no different. You're claiming exclusive status. And you want to say, this is the in crowd and this is the out crowd. I don't know. Because that's just what it is for me. Because I'm just going to claim. Why? Because as long as there are people on planet Earth who, by intention, stand with the idea of private land for exclusive use of exclusive people. I'm sorry. It's not spiritual. It's not. It's low vibe tribe. Because all the horrors that belong at the low end of the scale of human consciousness that lead to murder in the end. It always leads to murder because it's mine, 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 mine. And it's really not good to say that because the seagulls, they really don't do that. When you watch the seagulls, they don't do that. Because it was a animated movie where the seagulls were the greedy ones. Mine, 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 mine. And it ain't, is it? No, it ain't. It's human beings. It's human beings who are greedy and gluttonous. And, everybody finds their niche. Because look at all the people that say that they're employed by the government. The city government, provincial government, federal government, a million different affiliations of the government, boards of Canada, the Conservation Board, Lakehead Region Conservation, a million different names for a million different things. But what is it? I work for the government. What is it? Well, fuck off, government. Fuck off, because government is what? It's all ego and designed to keep egoic people getting what they want. So fuck off, ego people, because all of your fucking small-mindedness is keeping us trapped. And we're not making any progress on planet Earth when we do have a clear plan, and it's to leave the 3D version of Earth. And we're not going to go and move up to this. We're not going to go dance on the ceiling. Maybe we can, because there are no limits except these belief structures, and these belief structures are coming up for us all to look on planet Earth and saying, do we still want to have elitism? Where, you're in the end and you're on the out. And some of it is, it's something you join in your lifetime to be part of some group. And some of the things are like I don't know, they grab you. But this egregore, this Freemason egregore is right here. And it's not the only thing that attacks me. Well, when you rise in consciousness because you do the inner work and you surrender your personal ego to Great Spirit, to God, to Source, or whatever, it's simply, this ain't mine. This ego, it's not me. It's not mine. And when it's attached to me, it makes me a really nasty person. So it's not my energy. And where am I going to give it? Well, here, God, you take it back because it's yours. Because clearly I can't handle this monster. So I keep saying to God, take this. Because you're God, and somehow, what would the God in me says, I need help. I need help because by myself, this is years and years and years of all these attacks on me. So what do? I just speak. What comes out is like in the form of, because this goes on all day, somebody hijacking my arm, hijacking me, making me sick. It's like, seriously, why? Because I'm the referee and I'm blowing the whistle. I'm blowing the whistle and I'm calling what the penalty is. And the penalty is elitism and belief that somehow you deserve to have something for you and your group separate from everybody else. Because it's separation. In spirituality, there's no separation. In reality, all of these separate things called bodies and things are separations. Well, the more separation you have, the more distortions you have, and the more evils come up. And this is all coming up now because the planet herself chose to ascend in consciousness. According to the 3D version of it. The 5D version of it is there's a bunch of wizards that are having a wizarding war right here on planet Earth, and what outpictures is 3D Earth. And if you're brainwashed to believe, everything here is physical, because it is, and they constantly dumb you down, the radio and everything else, constantly giving you just stuff that continues to add to the lie that we're not wizards and we're not magical people. And we are wizards and we are magical people. Why is it? Because when I was born, I was taught that I was a muggle. That's what I am. How did they do that? They tortured me as an infant boy. Because it was mandatory male circumcision in Canada. So you take an infant, a newborn infant, and I don't know, within 5 days, they say, I don't know, they cut off your foreskin. Instant what? Well, I can't remember it. Those early years. Why? Well, it's MK Ultra. MK Ultra is a form of control of humans, and you get them when they're first born, and you cut off their foreskin. What is it? It's torture. So what is it? In every person of those generations, it was a hidden thing you experienced as an infant, the cutting off of your foreskin. So in the end, that is the tool of slaving people. Enslaving people, because somewhere deeply hidden in consciousness, and they do it on purpose. They do it to create alter egos and hidden altars and all kinds of stuff. If you look into MK Ultra, it's a nightmare. Well, somebody thought it up who was at a low level of consciousness. And Spirit gave it to them because they said, I need to see what this evil fucking thing is because I can use this evil in warfare so I can get more for me, so I can be a glutton and a greedy fuckface. It's all by intention. The intention of somebody who wants to do it the dirty way. Low on the level of human consciousness, well, they're very cunning. Very cunning. But, it's not love. There's no love in it. And in the end, it's hatred then. And it's killing hatred. And it's a horror. And it's an evil. And that's what it's all about. So, again, I've listed different groups of people. And then there's all the individual property owners and all the huge corporations that want to own land too. And land ownership is, again, a 3D concept. And it's not correct. Because it's what it appears to us, and then we are given this phony baloney lie that 3D Earth, it's a physical Earth. And even in quantum physics in high school, they tell you that physical stuff went out with Isaac Newton's generation, I don't know, in the 1800s, because quantum physics is just a fancy world. Blah, 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 blah. Quantum physics is a fancy world for a spirit realm where you influence stuff with your intention, wherever you want to put your intent. My intentions always comes out of my heart because I learned not to rely on monkey mind because it gets poisoned. And the monkey mind is, a million books about this. Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements, for example. But, it's very hard for me to lecture about all this stuff when, I'm constantly, because this is not a stage demonstration. I have this every day for year after year because the egregore knows. So is it a living thing or is it, it's called, I don't know, a group mind that's evil that protects the 1%. And what about the state of Israel and the Jews? Well, they have their own egregore, a group mindset that, we're in and you're out and you can't come because you weren't born into it or something. That's what it's like for me. I got to hold my hand around here because somebody else is operating my hand. Because I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, and this shit doesn't want to come up because it means the end of the status and the end of the elitism. The end of this is mine, and you can't come. You can't come or I'm going to have my policy police show up with guns and aim them at you and say, this is ours, not yours. And this happened in Scotland, the great Highland clearing, when the Scottish lairds, well, there are many kings, under Queen Elizabeth, and then, on the pecking order. But, that's all the aristocracy, and they do have a pecking order. But underneath that, I don't know, way at the bottom is the people. And you can't move from the people into the aristocracy because it's, bloodline related. So, you permanently exclude because of an accident of birth. Is it an accident of birth? Well, I don't know. Because from 5D, if we're having the wizarding war, then, the people are the people. And they are the wizards and the witches, and they all have their agendas, and most of it is secret agenda. And what is it? Well, small-minded. And if you're wizards, why don't you just build more worlds? Because you have that innate capability. And you say, well, I'm sorry. Didn't you watch Harry Potter? Harry Potter was trained to be a muggle by his disgusting fat old uncle and his disgusting fat old aunt. So what is in my intention? My intention in my heart is to surrender to Great Spirit, because I want Great Spirit to run me. Because the ego mind that was running me had me an alcoholic. And that ego mind never wants to stop going back to, well, I don't know, maybe it did. Because it wasn't real, I don't know. Why is the LCBO attached to the Landmark Inn in Thunder Bay? Why? Why does this government organization propagating the evil of alcohol attach to the Landmark Inn? Why? Why is it in Thunder Bay? Because I'm not going to blame the indigenous people, because everybody knows the Landmark is indigenous owned now. But seriously, with a huge alcohol problem, it's not just the indigenous community. Every other community in Thunder Bay is ripe with alcoholics. Why do we have an LCBO in Thunder Bay? And why is it attached to the indigenous-owned Landmark Inn? That's an abomination. Because you got dry reserves, don't you? Which clearly means that the alcohol is a problem. So why are the people that own the Landmark Inn? That's where I'm staying. This is me. But, really, why can't I call it the truth? Why? Why? With the huge problem of alcoholism in Thunder Bay in general, why do we have LCBOs in town? Why? And then when you go in, why are there no government warnings about alcohol on the bottle? Because if you go to Minnesota and you pick up a bottle of Silver Wolf vodka, it always says warning label on the back, pregnancy, etc., etc. Why don't we have that minimal warning on booze? Because we don't, by design. They want people to drink booze and consider it as natural to drink as water. Who? Who benefits? The 1%? Everybody. I don't know. Fraser Dougal Sr., the one that, the previous owner, he was a raging alcoholic. He was. He drank like a fucking fish. He really did. And his wife, Liz Dougal, was also a heavy drinker. Well, there weren't, because that's like the head of the head. And all the people, whether you're rich, or poor, you all have the same problem. The same problem I have. Booze. We all know it's an evil, so why do we dress it up and call it LCBO and have these magazines that go out? You have a wine and food pairing, because it's constantly advertising to you that drinking booze is normal. Normalizing an evil. Over and over again. Who's doing it? The LCBO. Why? Because they want to increase sales. Why? Because the government of the conservative Doug Ford and the previous generations said it was a good idea to make government services privatized. Run them like a business so they make money. So it hasn't, well, what's the because the government's supposed to be a public policy. Is this good public policy? Is what Bill Davis in the 1970s, when he was Ontario Premier, would talk about. Is this good public policy? And that's the question that everybody needs to ask about all this stuff. Why? Because they don't even call it Liquor Control Board of Ontario anymore, like it was set up in the 1930s, because it was a 1930s problem too, booze. How do you regulate it so people don't get so fucking... Well, the whole problem, why people... I don't know. It's all our joint problems. All of our problems on planet Earth are what? Ego. Ego mind. Individual ego minds and collective group ego minds. And now I present you with the reason why planet Earth is a fucking nightmare and so fucking hard for people. Because individually and in group form, humans are trained to be muggles, and that means I gotta own it. The pride of ownership. Okay, you go around in Thunder Bay today with your smartphone and you turn off your Wi-Fi when you're walking around town, and then turn it on, because that'll go and ping everywhere to see where all the Wi-Fi is. And you all know you get in certain places you get an enormous number of lists, and there's a router kind of thing. What do you call it? Internet connection, a Wi-Fi for every house on your street, and the street over, and the street over, and the street over, and all that electromagnetic radiation that you're not using, somebody else's network that is in our environment. So it's electromagnetic pollution. Why do we need so many things? Because the people who set it up, Shaw and T. Baytel, they just followed the business model. And the business model is, how do we monetize this? And in the end, what do we have? We got too much electromagnetic radiation pollution, because you can't connect to all of those networks, but they're all beaming electromagnetic shit through your body, through your brain, and through your kid's brain, and through your pet's brain. We don't need all this shit. Why do we need to connect using all of this Wi-Fi and internet? Why?
Well, because it's technology and it's wonderful, because I can do video games and all this other stuff, and I can see all the fake news and all the fake internet websites, and you can't tell which ones are good or which ones are bad, and I don't know. Why do I need the internet? Why am I addicted to it?
Well, the whole point again and again is, when we throw the ego away, we have a built-in telephone system. We do. We're all connected. If women's intuition is correct, then women's intuition is the same as men's intuition, and it's simply us being here, beings in the quantum soup from a scientific perspective. Quantum soup, the field, the spirit, the great spirit, and that, however you want to describe it, but it's all synonyms. So we don't need these smartphones, and we don't need the Wi-Fi, and we don't need the computers, because we've got God, we've got Great Spirit, we got Source. It's names from different groups of people calling it, but you know what it is. So if you can, manifest a parking space using parking angels, I mean, you're using all this stuff, so why do we keep on with this stuff? Why? Well, the truth of the matter is, if we as a collective can raise our consciousness, let's go up to like 600, peace. If we can all raise our consciousness up and have the collective at 600, then are these Wi-Fi going to be a problem? I don't know. It seems stupid to me that everybody's got a private network, because the city of Philadelphia has got Freenet, where people open up their internet connections, so you don't have to have a username and password or whatever to get into it. And then citywide, people can go using, the existing stuff. And then you don't have to have a million different accounts that are payable either to Shaw or T. Baytel every month. Well, if T. Baytel is owned by the city of Thunder Bay, then make it a public utility and don't charge for it.
Well, then there's going to be taxes.
But then we got to get rid of this tax system. We got to get rid of the payment system. We got to get rid of, because it's so dumb. I mean, you go through that butt ugly Walmart to get in because it's not a pretty store. It's ugly. It's, it's industrial disease. It's Baroque Russian Soviet Union from 1967. It's just brutalism, they call it, in architecture. So you can say, well, I don't want to tell you over and over again, but, right now it's replacing your built-in system. And then people want to get more electronic gizmos like an electronic Neuralink implant in your brain so you can permanently play. You don't need that shit, because it's all built into you innately. So this other stuff, it's, I don't know. They used to call it demonic technology, because it's replacing, you using your connection through your built-in system, your built-in network. What's the built-in network? Well, the noosphere, N-O-O sphere. You can go look it up on the internet, noosphere, and it's the global brain. And we don't have to build it technologically, because it's already there, and we're already connected up to it. And so are the birds and the bees. Everything is connected up to it. So why do we need a second version of it? And, and then charge money for it, and then everybody's got a connection, and somebody's getting rich, and the rest of us are paying forever and forever and ever. We got our internet bill, and you got your cell phone bill, and you got this bill and that bill. There was more stuff I wasn't talk about, but they won't let me talk. So, is Creator presented this way? Yeah, Creator wants you to look at yourself and say, what groups do I belong to? Individually, family, extended family, whatever group it is. And do we claim exclusive rights to this, that, and the next thing? And then what are our criteria for saying you're part of the in crowd and you're part of the out crowd? And does that serve us on planet Earth that we have separate groups? Because once you have separate groups, then the separate groups always end up fighting, don't they? The roots of warfare. What do we want to place it? Well, Charles Eisenstein's book, Sacred Economics, The Gift Economy, has a section in it called The Roadmap Off Capitalism. So, don't need to buy the book. Just go on Amazon, go to Charles Eisenstein, Sacred Economics, and go click on the Kindle ebook version of it. And right there, free sample. Click on free sample. Always get free samples. Why not? It's free. You get a good chunk of a book, you get a good idea about the book. So why waste your money? Because where did this come from? The person that wrote this book? The person? No. It came from source field. So what is source field? It's God, it's spirit, whatever you want to call it. People use different things, but that's what it is. So it's all coming from there. So why do you, as a lowly human being, want to put your name on God's stuff? Because everything is God's. Everything. Everything. And it's not like excluding me from God. It's simply me recognizing that what we call God compared to what I am, I don't know. Explorations of what is God and what is the human being. It's the purpose of planet Earth is exploring. What does this mean? Having all this and discovering all this stuff and discovering all those blocks to accessing it in our human society, in our human families. So what is the takeaway message? Is that there's so much there, but there's so much blocking us from there. And to be satisfied with small-minded ideas that, this little bit of land is only good for me. Well, in Thunder Bay, I can't even get a little piece of land for me. Because even when I was working as a personal support worker, it's not enough money to buy in to this real estate market. So 2 thumbs down on my brother-in-law's family, the Jack Mallon family. Why did you give me Jack Mallon? Because it's Jason Mallon family. Jason Mallon is my brother-in-law, not Jack Mallon. So I'm being fucked with by people who are changing the words and putting out lies. Who's doing that? Probably my sister, Kathy Burrows Mallon. Because she's a 1%er by marrying into that fucking thing. Because it's that real estate mentality. I can get rich quick on sitting on my big fat fucking ass by just playing the money game. But I'm sorry, at the end of your life, you're expecting PSWs like me to wipe your dirty fucking ass when you're 80 years old. Go fuck off. Enslave me so that there's somebody there to look after you in your old age? That's not community-minded, fuckface. That's you saying that you own all this fucking land in exclusive use for you, private property owner. Go fuck yourself, business owner. Go fuck yourself, big enormous corporation. Go fuck yourself, Imperial Oil. Go fuck yourself. No. I say no. No. I don't care what group you are. If you want private status and private ownership of something here where I gotta live, then you're taking it away from me and other people like me. So fuck off. I'm not going to have that. Fuck off. Well, then you're in a separate group. Fuck off. Because when I go into my heart says that this is an evil fucking thing. It's an evil fucking thing. And if it's evil for Queen Elizabeth to reign over enormous tracts of land as queen, and it is, it's illegal for her to be enormous landowner, then it's illegal for private property. And if you own a postage stamp thing or enormous mansion, anywhere, it doesn't have to be Thunder Bay, anywhere, or you want your group to have exclusive access because blah, 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 you're not being fifth dimensional. You're being third dimensional, and it's a fucking lie. Because there's a wizarding war on right now. Because everybody has magical powers. So why are you warring against other wizards? It's stupid. Because in the end, you can't win a wizarding war when you fight one another. So why not unite as one thing? and let's have love run this place. Authentic love, where, it's basically gift economy, share. And, not creating artificial shortages and not doing propaganda on the radio trying to go and hijack people by telling people in June that the high is going to be, 14 or something. And then using, that's what it is. Mind control and accessing everybody's individual subconscious brain. And when you buy into that it's going to be a cold day in June, because the radio guy said it's going to be, well, then you have given your power away to the radio DJ who is giving you fake news and a fake news report, when really in June it should be 21 degrees in Thunder Bay, and it ain't. Very cold days. And you listen to the radio report, and that's what it is. And they are using this metaphysics, so wake up. So clearly, the people who are making the weather reports, Hector the fuck Dougal in Thunder fucking Bay is a lying sack of shit, and he's using metaphysical techniques to go and enslave the people of Thunder Bay so we get a cold summer. We get extended winter. Because that's what they do. And they use that enormous tower at 87 North Hill Street and the enormous one over at Mount fucking Baldy to broadcast this fucking garbage into our heads in Thunder fucking Bay. So fuck off, Hector Dougal. And you fuck off, Scott Dougal, and your fucking Google fucking mission. You fuck off, the two of you. You get the fuck off the fucking planet. You evil fucking reptilian fucking shit things. Because those are the people who are the devils. And my sister is a long time relationship on Facebook with Hector the fuck Dougal. So I'm just going to tell you again and again, I'm not a foreigner here. I live here, and these people are related to me. So fuck off, all my fucking relatives. Go fuck off, you fucking evil fucking people. I can't help you out. If I'm the landmark in, I'm calling out the indigenous owners for having the LCBO here. I'm calling out my own fucking family. So don't say, fuck off. I'm telling you, I'm going to put the family dirt right here. Of my relatives and people here, my marriage, Jason Mallon is not related to me except through marriage. And it's not my marriage, it's my sister's marriage. But I'm hung up in it. Anyway, that's what it is. The Mallon and the Lannon that are all about, private land ownership. Well, fuck off. I don't want that. Go fuck off. I don't want that old system from Grandpa. Go fuck off that fucking shit, because it doesn't serve me and it doesn't serve the personal support workers who do hard work in Thunder Bay. It doesn't support us. So if it doesn't support the people who look after you in your old age, then fuck off. So again and again. So yeah, I'm going to call you out on land claims, exclusive use, because anybody who's doing land claims is no different than the state of Israel. Or Queen Elizabeth saying she wants her name reigning all over the fucking planet. Because if you're excluding people, then you're elitist, and it doesn't belong to the community of planet Earth. It doesn't. I know you want a hiding place, you want to hide away from all the rest of everybody what does. But gated communities after gated communities, it only creates more and more separation, so it's got to go. It's got to go. We have to give it all back to God. Everything. All the land titles for all the private properties everywhere, they got to be given back to God, because that's where it is. And in our soul, we are God. It's simply these low vibe tribe ego minds that want to own everything. It's just simply because in the end, it's like safety. I got to have a place where I can go away from the hustle and bustle of this crazy, insane world. Why do people turn to booze? Because I got to have something to escape from the horror of this insane world. Why did I drink booze all those years? Because I got to do something to help me escape from the horror of me being a gay guy in Thunder Bay, the most homophobic civilization on the planet. Well, that's what it was like for me as a kid. That's why I was in the closet till I was age 42 years old. Because of the unbelievable homophobia. And fear of AIDS that turns out to be nothing, non-existent, a fucking fake propaganda tool by the people who own Big Pharma. And they keep the secret that it's a pack of lies. Well, you're going to do blah, 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 blah. I can't help you out. 1,000,000 times I've talked about this. The former editors of the New England Journal of Medicine, the prestigious medical journal where they publish all these drug studies and all the stuff that the doctors refer to. Well, I don't know, maybe it was 15 years ago. The editors of that magazine said, we have had enough publishing lies. And they quit. And you can go look for it somewhere on the internet. It should say that the people did quit as editors of that magazine. And you're going to blow 15 million. Well, I mean, once the money is in keeping that thing going and keeping all these prescription pills, because that's what they had me doing. Modern day, well, if you price out new drugs for HIV, I can't even give you the right number. $1,500 a month. For a non-existent disease that was used using fake news and fake video footage and a bunch of actors to present to us that HIV was a real thing in 1984. And the big race between Ronald Reagan and the president of France to claim, we discovered the test, the AIDS test. And because it was all money, because every test is a bunch of money going to somebody. It's either going to France or it's going to the USA. Fight, because it's a money pump. What's a money pump? A business school, it's going to be a business. So what is it? It's Big Pharma. And how does Big Pharma do? Well, they're constantly telling you about new diseases on the news between 6 and 7 o'clock on your television every night. Shingles. They keep pushing you. Shingles, a horrible thought. Well, what is it? It's propaganda that goes in there. You accept that there is a disease called, because they keep telling you there is this disease. Your monkey mind says there is, and that becomes part of your consciousness, and then your subconscious mind hooks into it and says, oh, there is a disease called shingles, and then it's going to manifest shingles for you, either in you or somebody in your family, or maybe somebody, 3 continents away. Because it's a collective thing. A bunch of people seeing shingles is real. Horrible disease. You got to cure it by taking some fucking pill. Well, it goes into mind and it becomes a truth in mind. Because if you don't reject it and saying that's propaganda and that's a fucking lie and that's a come on, that's a sales technique, it's garbage. If you don't say that, then what about, well, it's still in mind because they keep broadcasting it and every other dumb bunny is going and creating that's their truth. They put them in their heart and that's true. Shingles is real. And that's how this stuff manifests in our outer reality. That's just Abraham Hicks. You just go on YouTube and she talks about it. Esther Hicks talks about manifestation as if you're Harry Potter. Everybody does it. Manifest a new car. Does it sound really unusual? Well, we got to look at this big picture then. Because if you're all small-minded and you want to manifest something particular for you, well, then what are the repercussions? It's because you're creating with an ego mind that's too stupid to know. So you're permanently the sorcerer's apprentice. We know that movie. It's simply you're creating evil by using ego, which is ego, edging God out. So you just got to turn over the keys of your creator power, turn it into your heart, so that they go to your soul, which is higher consciousness, and the soul knows. Heart Math is a website. I don't know. I didn't look to it, but something about heart knowledge. And the monkey mind goes crazy because it keeps asking, well, what do you know? And we seem to be tapped into the monkey mind. Our awareness here, the monkey mind is all around it. And it's like, we don't know. It's constantly saying, I don't know. I lack this. I don't know. It's constantly in lack. It doesn't know and it doesn't have. I don't know. I don't have. This thing, the constant refrain of this. And that's consumerism. It's programmed into you. I don't know and I don't have. So I'm going to go to the store and I don't know. And I don't have, so I end up forking over, I don't know. I go to Lakehead Motors, and next thing you know, for the next 8 years, I got these huge monthly payments for this vehicle that, is like this elite fucking thing. It's way super expensive, and seriously. Now I got to stay in this stupid job to pay these monthly payments because I'm in this rent trap where I'm permanently doing a job that I don't want to do because I got to make these rent payments because I'm enslaved to this fucking truck that I had to have. I had to have it. But even if you're looking for a used vehicle, look, a safety check, I walk all the time, a safety checked vehicle, $4,500 is a used car that's safetied in Thunder Bay. So if you're signing up for a $75,000 loan on a new truck, then you've got an enormous ego that requires that. And you're living beyond your means. Because you could get a car for $4,500 that's safetied and ready to go. What do I know? Because at $19 an hour as a PSW, that's too expensive for me. It's too expensive. I'm already out of the buying a house market, and the rental market is impossible because I see PSWs all the time having a hard time with it. And then $4,500 plus I don't know. Is it $1,500 a year for car insurance? And you're going to, well, you should, if it's a brand new certified car, I don't know. I would expect you would get, what do you think? If it's checked over? Well, there's no guarantee that but pretty much. I don't know. I'd expect a year. I'd expect a year without a maintenance problem if it was just safety, wouldn't you? A year or so? I can't afford that either. Not at this cheap rate, $19 an hour. And I can't even do the job because whatever it is, all this shit that's attacking me, you see it right through the video. So you wonder why I keep calling out anybody and everybody on all their small-mindedness and all this stuff. Because you're making agreements with dead people in the 3D view of things. Because we're all alive, and all those people and all that past stuff, they're not even alive anymore. So, in essence, all you landowners everywhere, I could walk up and down whatever street in Thunder Bay. All you landowners owning your little houses, your private stuff. I hope you can get a clear cog because I'm blocked from giving you the words. Because how am I supposed to give a talk and be free when I've got King Clancy, the devil, who's jerking me off? Because that's who it is, and he gives King Clancy the devil. He won't tell me who his physical human name is. Why? Because it's deceptive. It's deceptive. It's hiding behind false walls. In the end, who is it? Somebody who loves me or somebody who hates me? King Clancy hates me. He wants to kill me, and he does murders on me every fucking day. In this Masonic egregore or this electronic imposed virtual reality, whatever it is, just natural, just evil intent in people. Evil intent is simply, this is mine, and therefore it ain't yours. With every right that you want, there's a responsibility on somebody else to provide you whatever it is that you're claiming your right is. So, you claim a right, then you're putting a responsibility on others, and that is enslaving others to you claiming this is my right. Everybody fuck off. If you got a right to it, then who is going to deliver what your right says? Some slaves. Don't claim rights. It all belongs to Spirit. It all belongs to God. And then you can go and listen to Daniel Scranton. He channels in the Arcturian Council. And they say, we're all source energy beings. So, then what you want, if you want it, then manifest it. How do you manifest it? Don't do it. Because you're not smart enough to know what. Maybe you could, if you were a sorcerer's apprentice, manifest whatever it is you want, and then it's a horrible disaster, and you shouldn't have done it because it wasn't wise. It wasn't a wise choice. It was an egoic choice. Who's wise? The wise one. Spirit, God, Source. You access it through the heart, and then you're going to realize that, monkey mind is like, blah, 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 what do you know? What do you know? When is it coming? Hurry up, whatever. And it's like, what? You shut up, because the Igor, is based upon the monkey mind. And it's always, I don't have it, I don't see it, it's not in my hand, I don't own it. I need it. He's got it, she's got one. Why did they get one? Why not me? Mine. That's monkey mind. And that's the mind of the 1%, Queen Elizabeth. And everybody else who's a landowner in Thunder Bay is a little miniature Queen Elizabeth saying, this is my property, my postage stamp, or my enormous vast tract of land. It's all mine. Well, the real estate agent in 3D Earth is going to tell you, well, that's why it's called real estate. And that's why it's a good investment, because there's a limited amount. This is the king rat scenario. And it's incorrect according to modern physics. Because this idea that you're propagating is what we see here. A limited amount of land. Why do we see that? Because of limited beliefs about stuff that are clearly wrong. Because in a quantum world, then we're believing that we can take physical units of land and cut it up into postage stamps, lots of land, that you can put your little house on, a separate detached house. All the people say, I'm Queen Elizabeth, and this is my house, and this is my land, and this is my property, and then maybe I belong to, I don't know, whatever it is. And they have their private stuff. And it's all private. And me, as a little child, in 1965, being born in Fort William, Ontario, born into a world where everything is owned. And I'm a brand new person, and I ain't got a bank account. I ain't got jack shit. Coming in here as an infant. It doesn't look like a good scenario for any infant born onto this planet. Because accident of birth, whether you're going to be born into a rich family or a poor family, well, is it true? No, it's not true, because this part of me is blocked from my access. Who? The fucking Masonic egregore, a million other people who don't want the truth to come out. Because if they know a little bit of the truth, that lets them do the King Rat scenario. King Rat was a movie, I don't know, maybe it was in the 1960s, about people setting up the pyramid. You know, the sales funnel. Corey Good calls it Babylonian money magic. The Federal Reserve can make money for nothing, but, you know, you can't make money out of thin air. It's illegal. It's called kiting a check or fraud. Why? Because you're writing a check on a bank, you know, and the money's not there. Well, the Federal Reserve creates it out of nothing. Why are they allowed to make money out of thin air and then charge it out at interest? Because it's fake. It's phony. But it's backed by armies and armies and armies and generations of generations who use these old systems. That is the old Piscean age. And we were gifted with the song in 1969, The Age of Aquarius, which is the ending of that old shit from human history and going into something new. We can't hold on to this old historical shit like it was money. Because Hermione Granger and Harry S. Potter are, in essence, what we are as magical beings, but it's all covered up by this egoic fucking shit. So it's got to go. Because if you want to be magic, we got to get rid of all this stuff that's blocking it. And as an infant child in 1965, I'm born into a Monopoly game where a Monopoly game was already played and finished and won by the 1% before I was even incarnated here. So fuck off to this fucking permanent game of keeping me enslaved, keeping me poor. Fuck off. In other words, fuck off. So what's in your heart of heart? Do you want private land? Do you want your own little house for yourself? Well, then you're at war. Because Spirit itself says no. No. No, 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 no. Spirit says through me over and over again, no. So it's the word of Spirit. And if you're going to go against this, Hector Dougal, Scott Dougal, then you're not going only against me because I see evil and I want to be the change. You're going against Great Spirit God itself. You evil fucking shit thing. Because that's what you are. You're an evil fucking shit thing when you're giving the finger to God. And that's what I'm claiming you're doing. And I've claimed it publicly over and over and over again. So all you other fucking people, I've got to look at your own personal. Where do you support? You being elite or somebody else's group being elite over somebody else because maybe you belong to the Liberal Party of Canada or something. Whatever it is, and you think you're a humanitarian or whatever the fuck it is, you're at war with me because I am attacked in my own room when I wake up by this fucking electronic harassment for years and years and years and years. So you declared war on me, and you made it very personal. So fuck you, 1%ers, and fuck you, all you 99%ers who have got your postage stamp little house or whatever, or a vast tract of land, or your enormous corporation. You want to blah blah blah. Go fuck off. Go fuck off with your elitist. You claim this is exclusive use and your rights, because it always puts the responsibility on me to live as a fucking slave, Neo. So fuck off. I'm not going to be part of the fucking matrix the way it's set up right here. Go fuck off. So I'm asking all of you, do you consent? Because if there's parts of you that benefit from this private property land ownership system on planet Earth, then those parts of you have got to be cut off and got to be burnt as chaff, because you got to separate the wheat in you from the chaff in you. That's what it says in the Bible. You got the angel on one shoulder, devil over here. You got to kill the devil. You got to go fuck off. Which means you got to turn in the keys, Because it's the devil up here that's actually saying this. Because it wants to fool you to think that you got rid of the devil. But here it is. It's rooted in here. Because we got to surrender to the Spirit. And how do you do it? Every day, constantly, like an alcoholic does. I can't deal with this problem on my own. I need more consciousness. I need more help. So, we surrender to higher consciousness. I can't run my life. I end up at the liquor store all the time. Or for me, it's like, well, I don't know, just going out for drinks. And sure, just going out for drinks. Decades after decades, just going for drinks, just going for drinks. And, the next thing you know, your life has gone by and your life has been full of booze. And welcome to Bobby Burrows. And, all my friends are going to say, well, you're not big of a drunk. Well, I was. It's just that everybody else thinks it's normal to be blitzed every Friday and Saturday night. Why do we have the Liquor Control Board of Ontario in Thunder Bay? Because we still want to have a drink once in a while. Why do we have enormous warning labels on cigarettes and zero warning levels? I can't even get the words. No warning label on booze. Why? Because by intention of people want it that way. They do. Why? I don't know. A lot of confusion, keeping you dumbed down from seeing the reality of this bottle of booze, if you bought it at Canadian Tire, would have skull and crossbones on it as poison. It would be called some kind of thing for cleaning metal or something. I don't know. What do you clean something with an alcohol? Something is dissolved stuff. But it would have skull and crossbones on it. Wouldn't it? I don't know. Maybe it would. Maybe it wouldn't. It should. In the olden days, it would have. As a commercial item, not fit to drink, not fit for human consumption. So let's go look at this one. Okay, this is Lifebuoy Hand Hygiene. And it's mild care, gently moisturizing. And has it got alcohol in it? Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. I don't know, get it to read. Well, it's in French. Ingredients, ingrédients. Okay, aqua/water/O, that's water. Sodium lauryl sulfate, that sounds maybe scary to you, but it shouldn't if you took high school. Well, if you had a decent chemistry teacher, you'd know that's soap. Cocamidol propylbutane. Well, butane is, they say that's a health food supplement, so that it must be good. Glycerin, that's that song by Bush, Glycerin, nitroglycerin. It's, it's kind of an oily liquid. It shouldn't be harmful, glycerin, and I don't know. I don't think I'd want to drink pure glycerin, but small amounts, I don't think it's poisonous. Sodium lauryl sulfate again, so that's more soap. Sodium chloride, that sounds horrible to you? Then you didn't pass high school chemistry. That's just plain table salt. Vaccinium myrtillus fruit extract. Well, it's a fruit extract, and that's the Latin name for the fruit tree, whatever that is. But why don't they give you the English name of what fruit it is? Why be deceptive here? The next one is Saccharum officinarum sugarcane extract. Okay, citric acid, that's just a normal part of food. Fragrance, perfume, citrus, aurantum dulcis, orange fruit extract, citrus lemon extract, acer saccharum, sugar maple extract, disodium EDTA. EDTA is supposed to be good for cleaning the shit out of your body if you've taken some poison. Sodium hydroxide. Well, you're going to say, well, that's a strong base. In chemistry, that's going to burn you. Well, it just depends on, the pH of it. Methylchlorhexothiazolinone. That's what it says right there towards the bottom of the label. That's what the word says. Well, I even took chemistry at university. I mean, I can go and understand it from a chemical way of looking at it, but why on earth would you make an English name so horrific and unpronounceably long? Because it's fuck-faced, it's stupid, and it's evil. Because it's designed to keep you in the dark about what the hell that is. But do you think it's good or bad, Bob? Methyl, chloro. So this would be a preservative. It's got chlorine atom in it. It's about preservative. It's about keeping something from breaking down. It's an antibacterial. So that's your antibacterial. And then I don't know if this is French or English. Methylithiazolone. It doesn't sound like a good chemical, that one, but it's at the smallest amount. It doesn't say, because the smallest numbers are at the bottom. But they don't tell you this anymore. Well, it's not on here. But the primary ingredient in this is water, and that's the number one. According to the way it was supposed to be set up in labeling, the last one here is magnesium chloride. So that's, instead of table salt, it's magnesium table salt and magnesium nitrate. So there's no alcohol in this one, but a lot of them do have. What's the point? The point is, like, you see hand hygiene. I've seen so many that are alcohol-based. I don't know, don't you automatically think that all of the hand hygiene things are alcohol-based? I do. So why do people want to spend so much time drunk? Because this is a foreign fucking place to a human being. Because if I go in Walmart and I look at that fucking thing, and if I didn't bring the cheater gun, because I'm being fucked with my eyesight as well, but a million different things are horrible. It's horrible intentions of horrible humans that are actively right now, with their intention, surreptitiously fighting wars with other people who don't agree with whatever they put as their evil intention in here, which is selfishness. That's what it is. Mine, or, I'm in the in group and you're in the out group. It's small-minded, because with an open heart, we need to see everything that we see here is a manifestation of us somehow. And if it's ugly, then we're ugly on the inside and we're manifesting ugly on the outside. And, that was ugly. Because that was just a horror, just to find out what the hell is this stuff. Well, no, I don't think many people are going to get as far as trying to understand those words as I did. So that does not serve society when there's all that foreign words that are beyond impossibly long. And you got to remember high school, because, and then I've got a Masonic egregore that's telling me that's going to hijack me. Plus individual other things, evil intentions that are coming at me, because I tell the fucking truth. And these people and their evil intentions don't want to come out, because it's embarrassing for people to find out that they do have evil intentions in themselves, and they're pointing fingers. And if I'm pointing fingers, then you point it back at me. And you look at what I've got, and I'm at the bottom of the heap, because in essence, I'm a homeless person that cannot work because I'm continually attacked by whatever the fuck this fucking thing is that calls itself King Clancy and Brent Beeson the Devils. And they won't speak. And this is the way it is. The hidden hand of evil here on planet Earth. But, they're the ones that keep coughing up the name Scott Dougal, director of Google. Brother of Hector Dougal, who owns that enormous fucking tower of radio and broadcasting, symbolic of mainstream media here in Thunder Bay. Because it's not just him. It's the whole fucking industry of broadcasting. And evil and packs of lies and Hollywood. I don't know. And filthy rich people that believe that they're above the law because they can buy off the law. And next thing you know, you got Epstein's Island, and you got children being raped, murdered, and imprisoned by the 1%. And if it's there, I don't know. When you're a 1%er and you have billions of dollars, you can enslave people right here on planet Earth with impunity. And me in Thunder Bay, how the hell am I going to go and investigate this stuff? I can't do it in the physical. So it's being done in the spiritual. And if you don't like me from whatever it is, I'm just a man, but I am the truth. And if there's something in me that's not the truth, it's going to pop up. Because that's what you do. As a heart-centered person, you put in your positive affirmations. And number one is, I am the truth. And anything that's not me is going to pop out and say, it's not truth. So that's what's coming out of me. Stuff that is here in soul. No, it's not in the soul. But people are hijacking me. A bunch of fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. So there are people right on the line right now who are taking pot shots at me because I'm telling the truth. So you go look at those evil fucking people who are taking pot shots at me and you'll find the source of the fucking lies. The source of the evil people who are hanging on to their fucking evil right here in their heart of hearts. So there's your demonic.